Hey there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Caleb and I'm a wedding photographer based out of North Carolina. Please take a second to subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and if you're feeling super generous, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think. Over the past few years, I've had the privilege of being able to mentor many new photographers, and the one thing they always ask me is what can I do to make my photos look more like film? So let's talk about that. So for years, I've relied on presets from different creators and presets also that I've built myself to be able to convey some sort of a filmish look to my photos. But they never were quite right. They always ended up looking over-edited or really washed out. So this is where I think a program called Dehancer can help. Several weeks ago, Dehancer reached out to me and asked me if I would make a video and do an honest review of their Lightroom plugin. In return, I would get Dehancer for free, and I would also get an affiliate link to pass on to you guys for 10% off. So what is Dehancer? Dehancer is a film emulation plugin that offers film emulation for all the major photo and video editing platforms. They also offer a mobile app that gives you the power to create film-like looks on your mobile photos and videos straight on any smart device. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later. This video is going to focus more on the Lightroom Classic plugin and how that workflow is going to look from a beginner standpoint. So other than installing the software, I've not spent much time with this because I want to be able to go in and show you what it looks like fresh, trying to get a photo from Lightroom to Dehancer, back to Lightroom, to your final edited export. Once we work through that, I'll sit back and kind of give you my thoughts on it. So with all that said, let's open up a few raw files in Lightroom and start working through Dehancer. So here in Lightroom, what I've done is I've gone through and got my exposure and my white balance where I want it. That's pretty much it. Everything else has been left pretty much neutral in all of these. So what I want to do is I want to turn this photo into a film-like look. Go up to Edit In, Edit in Dehancer. I'll say edit with a copy of the Lightroom adjustments, and it's going to open up Dehancer. So once we're in Dehancer, there's a fairly simple interface. Over on the right, you have all your film presets, and then the adjustments for each preset on the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to choose which preset I want to use for this photo. Kodak looks pretty good. I'll come over here and I can make small adjustments right here just to kind of get the photo a little bit more fine-tuned. All right, now it looks pretty good. So once I've made the tweaks that I want, I'm going to export it back into Lightroom. Go up here and click OK. Dehancer closes out and now you have a new file in Lightroom. Here's your before, and there's your film edited photo. All right, so what are my final thoughts on this? The first downfall to Dehancer is no batch editing. It's not really worth it to me to be able to send a photo at a time, make the tweaks, and then send them back. That takes a lot of time, and I would rather be able to send a group of photos over to Dehancer and then make my changes and send them back to Lightroom. The second thing that I think is a little bit of a downside is the cost. For somebody that's going to be using this in a professional atmosphere, that's going to be making some sort of money off of these photos, then it may be worth it to them. But for just your common user, or like me that's a wedding photographer where I would maybe use it on 1 or 2 photos per wedding, if that, the cost is a little bit high for what I would be using it for. But other than that, the emulations are great. The photos came out awesome. I went through and I did 6 different photos in different film types, and I'll run a few of those at the end. But the photos look good. the emulations are great. The changes that you're able to make to the emulation are great. I just think it's a little bit pricey, and for no batch editing, it's a little bit hard for me to make a solid recommendation to your everyday high batch or high volume photographer. But I do think the mobile app has a lot of potential. For you to have the ability to add very, very, very close simulations of film to your photos that you take on your phone and the videos that you take on your phone, I think could be invaluable to somebody that's doing social media or, you know, doing a lot of reels, things like that. Because this day and age, everything is about social media, and I believe that being able to do things quickly on your phone is invaluable. So the mobile app is where I think that Dehancer is going to shine right now. The quality of the film presets are amazing in my opinion. So if I was just using it for a photo here and there, absolutely would be worth it. But for someone that's wanting to use it in an efficient workflow and batch edit photos, I just don't quite think it's there yet. So if you've ever used Dehancer, what was your experience? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. I'll see you next time.
Beedaloo.
Check, check, checky, check.